We have a loaded episode of New England Patriots Today coming at you here. Mel Kiper says the Patriots need to draft a quarterback. We react to that. Plus, is a Christian Barmore extension on the horizon. Unfortunately, no Kayshon Boutte updates, but stay tuned. That's why you subscribe. All right, let's start with Kiper here. My name is Harrison Graham. Here's what Mel had to say on First Draft Pod, which is the draft podcast he does, usually with Field Yates at ESPN. He says, I would attack it with a rookie quarterback, talking about the Patriots, and I think you have to help this rookie quarterback out. So, listen, nothing new, right? There's been a lot of quarterback talk. Gerard Mayo's heavily hinted at it. These are the three quarterbacks that are in range. Caleb Williams, Drake Maye, Jayden Daniels. At worst, you're guaranteed one of these three guys just due to picking in the top three of the NFL draft. And Kiper specifically, Rolly, mentioned Drake Maye and Jayden Daniels. I will make note, he had Jayden Daniels in his updated big board move up above Drake Maye. I think it went Williams 1, MHJ 2, Daniels 3, and Drake Maye 4. So I think what you're seeing across draft analysts is that Caleb Williams is heavily expected to go number 1, but there could be some split between 2 and 3. And hey, for the Drake Maye movement here, that could be good for Patriots fans.
Yeah, I've been on record saying that I want Drake Maye, but it does really feel like it is down to two quarterbacks. Unless New England miraculously traded up to number 1 and Chicago elected to run it back with JF1 in the Windy City, then it seems like it's going to be between the UNC and LSU quarterbacks. Mel Kiper specifically on this matter said, we're separating Jaden and Drake. That's all we're trying to do here as Caleb Williams is going number 1. You have to factor in what you saw. We saw Jaden be lights out. We saw Drake struggle a bit in referring to this past season. So that's why Drake, to me, could go 3 to New England, and Jayden Daniels could go number 2 overall to the Washington Commanders. You look at the overall body of work from the past 2 seasons for these two quarterbacks, and it's hit or miss, right? Drake has been a little bit more effective through the passing, through the air, the completion percentage down a little bit after this season, but Jayden Daniels has the clear edge on the ground. But there's a lot to like for these two quarterbacks. Patriots, I mean, you're dealing with good things here.
Yeah, I think it's a, if you get Drake Maye at 3, I think that's great value just because I think he's got more physical tools to work with. Like, sure, if you want to talk about as a pure, straight line runner, just runner in general, yeah, like Jayden Daniels is going to get the edge. But Drake Maye is more than capable as a runner. He will scramble for first downs. I think in certain situations you can call designed runs for Drake Maye at the NFL level. Now, yeah, he's not going to be like Justin Fields and have a 900, 1,000-yard season like Jayden Daniels might be able to, but Jayden Daniels also has certain limitations as a passer where, yeah, he's got good arm strength, but can he rip a throw between a crashing safety and corner and, a cover 2 situation in a tight window to the same extent a Drake Maye can? Probably not. So it really just comes down to what you're looking for if you are a team trying to draft a quarterback like the Patriots are. I think it's great if Drake Maye falls to 3. I'm comfortable with Daniels at 3 as well, but if Drake falls there, it's almost the perfect scenario. I mean, I think you could argue he's closer to Caleb than Daniels is to Maye, at least in my opinion. And some people think Drake is even better than Caleb Williams. So I think you're in good hands regardless. But if Drake Maye's there at 3, I really like that outcome. So pick a quarterback. Who would you guys rather have? Type DM for Drake Maye or type JD for Jayden Daniels. I'm cool with whoever it ends up being, but I would certainly prefer Drake Maye. I referred to the big board earlier, Rolly. I also find it interesting that he likes Rome Odunze over Malik Neighbors. Daniel Jeremiah does as well, so maybe there's bigger discussion at wide receiver 2 than people think. But listen, I think the Patriots, again, we've talked about this a lot. This is a good year to have a top 5 pick when you need offense because you've got stud receivers and stud quarterbacks at the top of this draft.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was notable that on the same day that Mel Kiper said that Drake Maye to 3 in New England, he switched his big board up for the first time and had Jayden Daniels above Drake Maye. I'll say this right now. Most of y'all know if you're a returning viewer, that I am a Drake Maye guy. I'm a North Carolina fan, but honestly, when you just use the eyes, I'm still taking Maye. Give me the 6'5", 230-pound quarterback that has a rocket arm. I get Jayden Daniels' upside in the mobility side of things. He's much more elusive, and you could probably design QB runs with Jayden Daniels. But in the cold conditions that you'll play in Foxborough in the big games, I just think Drake Maye's cannon of an arm that can cut through the wind will just be so much more helpful to New England. And he can also run as well. So it's not like he's immobile like a Mac Jones was or something like that. I just think he's a perfect fit in New England. He could throw the ball over the field, over the middle of the field. I like Jayden Daniels. I'd be happy if he was a Patriot come late April. But I just think I'm going Maye over Jaden D right now.
Yeah, I think the elements is a great point. We know it gets windy in the Northeast, especially late in the season. We know rain and snow become a factor. And I think, yes, having a mobile quarterback and a runner like Daniels in those conditions is helpful. But eventually in those games, you have to, can you complete a 3rd and 9 in those conditions? Like, I think Drake Maye gives you a much better chance of doing that than a Jayden Daniels does. More to come in just a moment, but listen, we keep growing. We're trying to grow more. Join the channel. It's free. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with all of the latest Patriots news, rumors, draft, and free agency coverage. Just over 300 subs away from 8K on the channel. Hit that sub button today. Coming up, we're going to dive into a Christian Barmore extension discussion. Do the Patriots lock up one of their better young players? Stay tuned. We'll dive into that. Also do want to tell you about this deal, though. The short sleeve, long sleeve shirt combo is on sale. Chatsports.com/Patriots shirt combo. Link is in the comments and in the description. Perfect time to get some new gear with the new year underway. New era in New England. Go check it out. Chatsports.com/Patriots shirt combo. And oh boy, it's eye emoji season, Rolly. Let's ride, Christian Barmore.
Yeah. Obviously, listen, Christian Barmore isn't the guy who uses Twitter the most when you look at people in the NFL, but I found it very intriguing that yesterday he just, out of the blue, randomly tweeted out 2 eyeball emojis. But in reality, all jokes aside, it probably means nothing. But it still brought up a discussion of Patriots fans of, is a extension coming and should there be an extension? And I am under the firm belief that he should absolutely be extended by the New England Patriots because he just continues to grow as a player in the NFL and has been a mainstay in that Patriots front 4 over the last 3 seasons, ever since he was a 2nd-round pick out of Alabama. I mean, you've just seen him grow year after year after year. As a rookie, he had 1.5 sacks as a rotation D tackle. He played all 17 games. Next year, his stats were technically down, but he also played in 7 less games. He was dealing with a lot of injuries, especially to that lower half. And then coming back this year, his 3rd year, he officially takes the leap, plays in all 17, 8.5 sacks, 13 TFLs, just absolutely dominated in the middle of that defense, had 3 sacks against the Denver Broncos on Christmas Eve. He has just gotten better and better, and the Patriots should absolutely extend him because he is just leading this defense.
Yeah, I mean, I think you said it on yesterday, whatever the last episode we did was. He might be the best player on this team. I mean, seriously, he really might be, and I love the way he took another step forward this year. I think this is the type of guy, like a young head coach, Jerod Mayo, should keep and rely on as a growing leader and player on this football team. I get it sometimes when teams go through a rebuild, you consider trading off good players for draft capital, but this dude's in his mid-20s and he's arguably your best player, and he's a top 5, top 7 defensive tackle.
Should have been to the Pro Bowl and an All-Pro this year. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd have a tough time arguing against that for people who actually watch. So I'm with you. I would keep this guy in the building, and the longer you wait on an extension, the more it's going to cost. So, I mean, listen, it might be $20+ million per year, but you got the cap space to do it. You structure it in a way where you do it while he's still under contract next year. You can kind of spread out the money a little bit more. You can manage those cap hits a little bit better. So what do you guys think? Should the Patriots extend Barmore? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Let me know in the comments. Now, I think this extension projection comes from PFF, correct, Rolly?
It actually comes from Over the Cap. So
okay,
they use their model of evaluations and using other people what they got paid and what his production is. They use this little chart. I was looking at it, whatever. And they were projecting about $15 million a year.
That's a steal, man.
Maybe that's a little bit low, and I put it down there. I was like, 3 for 45. That's obviously pretty team friendly. But I'd say between 15 and 20 for Barmore is fine. It's just all about what you project the player to be. We've seen how he's able to grow over his first 3 years, but if the Patriots coaching staff and front office thinks, well, I think this guy could take another step and get on the same level as Kansas City Chiefs D tackle Chris Jones, well then, yeah, we're going to pay him $20 million a year for the next 3 to 4 seasons. It's all about what they project. I'd say, though, this would probably be baseline bare minimum for Barmore, and then you're going to just start probably climbing up potentially, especially if he let it go into the season and he has another big year. Well, shit, it might get up to 2022.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way these things often work is I could see the Patriots camp coming in with an offer like this. Barmore's camp wants 20, maybe you settle for like 18 a year or something like that, 3 for 54. But I think if Barmore's the exact same player he was this year, then $15 million is probably pretty damn team friendly, if we're being honest. So it's just, you hear quarterbacks talk about it. The toughest thing to face is interior pressure. And this is a guy that provides that. Not many people in the NFL do. I mean, maybe there's about 3 or 4 guys who do it at an insane level. Aaron Donald, Chris Jones, a few other guys. Barmore's in that second tier of probably a half dozen players that do it. So, there's about 10 players on the planet that can provide consistent interior pressure, and you've got one of them. There's no reason to let that player go. All right, guys, appreciate everybody for tuning in to Patriots Today by Chat Sports. Enjoy your weekend. Big games coming up on Sunday. We'll, of course, have some more coverage as well. Rolly will be back tomorrow with another episode. So until then, go Pats.